two, one.
Hello and welcome to week 18 of the NFL season. This is the last week of the regular season, and a lot of things for the postseason are decided. There are two spots up for grabs in a winner-take-all matchup, one on Saturday and one on Sunday night, and there are a couple of seeding questions. So that really dominates the games of the week. There are a pair of games on Saturday, and both of them have big playoff implications. The early game is the Panthers and the Buccaneers fighting for that last playoff spot in the NFC. But I am going to highlight the night game, which sees the 13-3 Seattle Seahawks at the 12-4 San Francisco 49ers. The winner of this game gets the NFC West and will also be the number one overall seed in the NFC. And for the 49ers, that could mean being at home all the way through the Super Bowl, which is going to be played in Santa Clara this year. By contrast, the day games on Sunday don't have those kind of stakes. In the early window, the game I chose to highlight is the New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons. Neither of these teams is in the playoff hunt, but both of them have had a probably decent second half of the season. The Falcons kind of figuring out how to rally around Kirk Cousins, the Saints building around young quarterback Tyler Shough. These two teams, the Saints sitting on 6 wins, the Falcons sitting on 7 wins. I think both of them would like another win and some momentum going into the offseason. In the late window, I am highlighting the Los Angeles Chargers hosting the Denver Broncos. The Chargers have decided that they are going to actually, this game is in Denver, so excuse me. The Chargers have decided that they are going to sit most of their starters and key players. So why is this game highlighted? Well, it still means a lot for the Denver Broncos, a win, and they are the number one overall seed in the AFC, which is a big leap forward in the third year for this team with Sean Payton. But finally, as I mentioned, the key games are the two Saturday national matchups and the Sunday night matchup, which features the Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the Baltimore Ravens. Whoever wins gets the AFC North and the final playoff spot in the AFC. So a lot up for grabs here. The Steelers beat the Ravens in Baltimore, but Steelers going to be without DK Metcalf, who's suspended thanks to punching a fan. The Ravens are getting Lamar Jackson back. They have had a little bit of swagger. This really could go either way, so that should be a pretty good game. A lot of you have probably wrapped up your fantasy season-long leagues, and that's good. If you haven't, this will help you. If you like to play DFS, it'll help you as well. I'm going to give you my sit starts. Before we plow ahead to week 18, let's look back at week 17. My starts were quarterback Jackson Dart, who finished as QB4, Derrick Henry, who finished as RB1, Nico Collins, a wide receiver, didn't get quite enough volume, finished at wide receiver 42, and Juwan Johnson at tight end. He finished as tight end 8, so I was 3-1 there. Among my sits, quarterback Justin Herbert, quarterback 15. That was correct. Texans running backs, the best of them was Woody Marks at running back 27, so I hit there. Marvin Harrison Jr. had a goose egg, so that was definitely the right call. But among Bears tight ends, Colston Loveland actually finished as tight end 2, so that was a miss. 3-1 in sits, 3-1 in starts, 6-2 overall. Let's get going this week. As always, I pick one start and one sit from each of the positions, and I kind of try to focus on games where I think people have something to play for and they will actually be out there playing. So my start this week is quarterback Brock Purdy. The 49ers, as I mentioned, have a shot to win a home game in week 18 and earn home field advantage throughout the playoffs and into the Super Bowl. They face a tough Seahawks team that beat them in week 1 and has an impeccable road record. But why is Purdy a start? Well, simply put, he's been on fire. He's QB2 on a points per game basis this season. He's had 26 or more points in each of his last 3 games. It is a tough matchup, but I like Purdy to lead the 49ers to the top spot. My sit at quarterback is Bryce Young. Young's been something of a steady QB2 this season. He's had some big performances in crucial games. In some ways, it's been a step forward, but you still don't know what Young you're going to get in a big game. Last week against Seattle, he was simply dreadful. The Buccaneers don't have an imposing defense, but I'm still not relying on Young this week. At running back, I am firing up RJ Harvey of the Denver Broncos. Look, as the lead back the back half of the season, Harvey has been solid. He's RB18 on the season with 18 or more points in 4 of his last 5 games. His low during that period was 10.5 points, presenting a fairly stable floor. In Week 18, the Broncos need a win to lock up the number 1 seed. The Chargers might be playing subs, but the Broncos will be going for it, and I expect Harvey to carry a heavy load. My sit, meanwhile, is David Montgomery of the Detroit Lions. I like Montgomery as a player, but the season has been wildly uneven. Even Jahmyr Gibbs has struggled on the ground at times. The Lions badgered the Bears earlier this season, but the Bears need it more and are playing better in Week 18 than they were earlier in the year. I think the Bears are likely to turn the tables and are hoping to secure a number 2 seed, while the Lions are just out of the mix. I'm not trusting Montgomery to get enough volume to finish top 24. That is a look at running backs. How about wide receivers? Well, I am firing up Chris Godwin of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That Buccaneers offense has been something of a mess of late, but Godwin has been steady since returning and has seemingly been the most consistent of the Buccaneers receivers. This is a must-win game for the Buccaneers at home, and I expect Baker Mayfield to lean on Godwin as the team tries to rally and save the chance at the playoffs. Godwin is a start for me. But I'm not playing any Steelers wide receiver. Look, DK Metcalf is suspended. The Steelers passing game was a mess in Week 17. I don't think it gets any better with him still suspended in Week 18. There isn't a player on the Steelers receiver room I would trust with my season on the line, which is a big part of the problem for the Steelers offense this season. So that's wide receivers. How about tight ends? Well, I'm taking a big swing, and I'm starting A.J. Barner. When the season's on the line, Sam Darnold looks for Barner. His numbers this season aren't incredibly impressive, but he's tight end 13, and he's had 13 or more points in each of the last 2 games against the Rams and the Panthers. It's a must-win game against the 49ers, and I suspect Darnold will be looking for A.J. Barner once again. My sit, meanwhile, it's from that Sunday night game. It's Mark Andrews of the Baltimore Ravens. There was a time when Andrews was an automatic start, especially in a must-win game. Though he's had a great career and just got a contract extension, he's been wildly inconsistent in 2005. In fact, for the most part, he's been missing in action. Could this be the difference for the Steelers? It's possible, but how can you count on him or a Ravens pass offense member at this point in time? Their pass offense has just been too inconsistent. So Mark Andrews is a sit for me. Well, that's a look at sit starts. Let's wrap up by looking at picks against the spread. I did a little bit better in Week 17, going 8-8. That has me at 118 and 138. The dream of finishing at least at 500 in picks against the spread has died, but I still do have a little bit of a chance here to get back closer to 500. So this week, I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 2.5 at home over the Panthers. I think the Buccaneers get the win and get in the playoffs. I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers plus 1.5 at home against the Seahawks. I think the 49ers get the win, get the 1 seed. I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons minus 2.5 at home against the New Orleans Saints. I think the Falcons finish 8-9. I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals minus 6.5 at home against the Cleveland Browns. The Bengals are in a little bit of a groove. I took the Packers plus 6.5 on the road in Minnesota. Jordan Love is not going to play. I thought the Packers would want to go in on a win. I think it's possible Minnesota will actually get the win here, but I think it's still too many points either way. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys minus 5.5 on the road in New York against the Giants. I like the Cowboys this week. I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars minus 11.5 at home against the Titans. The Jaguars still have an outside shot at the number 1 seed. I think they will be playing hard, looking to win. They also need a win to guarantee locking up their own division. I'm taking the Indianapolis Colts plus 10.5 on the road against the Houston Texans. I think the Texans will get the win. It felt like a lot of points. I think the Colts are better than that and will put up a fight. I took the Buffalo Bills minus 8.5 at home over the Jets. The Jets have been terrible. I think the Bills will get the win. I took the Chicago Bears minus 2.5 at home over the Detroit Lions. I like the Bears. I think they can beat the Lions and lock up that number 2 seed. I took the Denver Broncos minus 7.5 at home against the Chargers. The Chargers are sitting people. The Broncos, of course, just need a win to secure the 1 seed. I took the Las Vegas Raiders plus 5.5 at home over the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs will get the win to end the season, but I think it'll be closer than 5.5 points. I took the Los Angeles Rams minus 9.5 at home over the Arizona Cardinals, who have really struggled. I took the Miami Dolphins plus 11.5 on the road in New England. I think the Patriots will get the win, but the Dolphins have been playing better of late. I think that was too many points. Same reason I took the Commanders plus 8.5 on the road over the Eagles. I think the Eagles will get the win, but I think it will be closer than that much of a point spread. Finally, I took the Baltimore Ravens minus 3.5 on the road in Pittsburgh. I think the Ravens get a big road win and get into the playoffs. So that is my take on week 18 of the NFL season. I hope you guys have a great week out there, and I will see you next week as we talk some wild card playoff matchups.